the holiday. If we shall. So, did you want to drop any more reminders? We good? Just going right into it. All right.
I
All right.
dropped
So,
it in the chat, so hopefully,
yeah, that's cool. Whatever.
yeah.
So some strategies for you all to cope while you're going through this holiday season. First off, I know that we might think that it's gonna take a little bit to get through the end of December. Some people are like, oh, it's only December 15th, but like it's December 15th, it's going to be January in like the blink of an eye. So if you still have things to do and you still have goals to hit through December, like a lot of us probably do, I would suggest if you have a printer, just going and doing a printer. If you don't have a printer, draw yourself a fancy smancy old timey calendar. There is just really something about pen to paper that helps to me. It as a psychology major, it's the thing of like the more connections that you can do, writing it down actually does something in your brain. It's another method of learning because you're seeing it, you're writing it, you're getting it in your head, you're thinking about it. It's like engaging all of the things. So it just kind of works to help keep you on task. So whether or not it's intentional, you really don't want to take your foot off the gas too much during the holiday season. Intentional would be like, honestly, unintentional would be poor planning, right? So if you unintentionally take your foot off the gas, it's because you're not planning your time appropriately. Intentional is also poor planning. So if you are in the business of network marketing and you are intentionally taking time off and you don't have content planned, that's your fault. You should have the ability to have some sort of content made. And that is just being like point blank simple. If you are running this as your business, that's something that you all want to at least consider if you didn't do it this year, something for next year and something for other times in the future, whenever holiday weekends are fast approaching and you're going to want to take some time with family. Think about batching some content. Think about having some posts written in a notepad that you can have on your phone. We have, everybody here should have the boards app. I have an entire board of my own that's called post ideas. And if I find a meme, I put a meme in there. If I find, if I'm listening to a podcast and the podcast says something good, I'm like, ooh, I could write a post about that. I'll jot down a couple of notes from the podcast in my my little post idea section. I have a notepad in my phone for TikTok ideas that when I hear a song on the radio, maybe, and it's a couple lines of a song, I'll write down the line of the song and the name of the song, and then like libido, if it's a libido song. These are all things that you can be doing throughout the course of a day or the month, or just really the course of the time as you go throughout. As a network marketer, this is stuff that you all can do. I know that some people are like, well, I don't know how to come up with content. Like the whole thing is you are the content, but how do you tie that into your daily life? So whenever you have these little ideas, that's something that you can just kind of be jotting down. That way, whenever it comes to slower points in time, you have something you can fall back on. So if you're not feeling super creative because you're having a crappy day, you can open up your notepad that has all your TikTok ideas and be like, oh yeah, that's right, I was gonna do a little dance around to whatever, to Brandy's old time song from the 90s. This will get some people, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you do. And think outside the box. Don't be afraid to be different. If it's you listening to a song that nobody else listens to, who cares? Do it, because people like different. But anyways, all right. So one thing you have to remember as well is that you are the CEO of your life. I give you permission, if nobody else has given it to you up until this point in time, you guys, I give yourself permission to take control of your life. Okay, I give it to you. It's yours. You are 18 years old. It's yours. Take control of it. Nobody else is driving the car. You should be driving the car. Okay, nobody else is flying the plane. You need to be the one flying the plane. If you're not happy with where you're at in your life, if you're not happy with where you're at, it's because of yourself. And that sounds really harsh if you're not willing to accept that, because the fact is, as soon as you can accept 100% responsibility for your life, you realize that you're in 100% control. Okay. So, and what I mean by this is not necessarily that whenever you were growing up and you were dealt a shitty hand, that was your fault. That wasn't your fault. Okay. But what it is your fault is from the point of age of 18 on, how you react to things, and in your actions as well. are your fault and not your fault for your life. So that also is in charge of your business. Again, make sure that you are preparing yourself for what is in your future. And if you are not adequately preparing yourself for what's in your future, you're probably not planning very well. And that is the difference between taking control of your life and actually letting life happen to you and needing to react to it. Okay. If you are finding yourself in a reactionary position in life, I encourage you to grab a planner, because I guarantee you probably don't have one. Okay. Like, when I was in a reactionary position in my life, I didn't have a planner, you guys. That's just, I don't know if it's for everybody, but if it rings true to you, you can drop a 1 in the comments. I'm just thinking that I might be on track here. So, you want to make sure as well that your mind is a garden. Okay. So when it comes to this business of direct sales, especially through a holiday season, right? Especially through the holiday season where everybody is busy and people are ghosting your messages. The bubble is moving, but they're not responding back, right? And like nobody's buying because everybody's tapped out and all these things are going on and you're stressed to the max and maybe you still have some presence going on. Mindset is everything. I also give you permission to take a step back when you need. Okay. When you need to, you are allowed to take a step back. When it feels chaotic in your mind, you are allowed to take a step back and grab a pen and paper and write some stuff down. And I'm going to tell you how helpful this is and why it's helpful. Okay. Think about this. If I asked you guys what 935 times 7 is, how many of you all can come up with that answer? I'm pretty sure almost every last one of you could, maybe in about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, have a approximate guess. But if I gave you a pen and paper, I bet you all could come up with that answer in about 10 seconds at the most, right? Because you're working it out, because you can see it, because it's no longer complicated, okay? When your life gets complicated, grab a pen and paper. It's okay. It's going to help. All right. So the holidays are going to get crazy. Find yourself a notebook, you guys. Find yourself a notebook. I have one. If you look, like, seriously, like I don't lie when I talk to you guys about like, this is what I do. I take little notes. I write little ideas. I write myself lists. I get it out of my head and onto paper and I do something. Darnell's got her notebooks. I see it. I've got papers everywhere. And because otherwise I would spiral out of control. You have to put it down somewhere. If you can't grasp it up here, it just helps so much to put it down. Okay. Your mind is a garden and you are the only one with a key to that garden. At least you should be. So if you are thinking negative thoughts, guess whose fault that is? Don't plant negative seeds. Okay. Don't plant negative seeds and you won't have the negative thoughts. You can't control your first thought, but you can control your second and the ones after that. If you guys are recognizing this, I'm not telling you any complete secrets. I'm reiterating some stuff from one of my favorite guys. His name is Rob Dial. We talk about him here a lot in the Manifest Mafia. I talk about him a lot in my group. He is going to be probably well known because I would love for everybody to learn who he is. He is amazing. But this is just some of his stuff that I have learned and I've taken it to heart and I've put it into practice for the last year and it's helped me a lot. Okay. So one of the things that he said, and one thing that I love about this time of year is a really good time for reflecting and what he calls start, stop, continue. Okay. So it is a time of year for you to think about in your relationships, your personal life, your business, and your finances, what things are no longer serving you. Okay. Those are things you're going to stop. We're not bringing those into the new year right now. Okay. This is stuff that we are doing now, that we are using all of these things. I know it's not all exactly business stuff, but this is all stuff that pertains to your business because it's going to help you in the future. It's going to get your mind right for 2023. If we want to do things, right? So if there are things that we want to start, we're going to start doing those things. And I got to tell you what, y'all, you don't have to wait for 2023 to start doing them. If there is something that you have on your mind that you want to start doing, don't wait for 2023. Get your momentum. Don't wait for the sales of January. Okay. Just get those going now because more will come. All right. And then continuing, what things are working for you in your business that you're going to keep doing, right? So make sure that you know those and we keep them up. Um, something that Annabelle, if you don't mind muting, please.
Yes, sorry.
You're fine. Sometimes I click buttons accidentally. Anyways, I'm sorry, a little distracted there. Oh, gratitude. If during this holiday season you guys are having a hard time with like also, you know, as you're going through, what am I starting, what am I stopping, you know what I mean, what am I going to continue, I encourage you as well, if there are things that you want to stop and you find yourself having a hard time, something that I learned from Marie Kondo was thanking it. Okay. So when things no longer bring you joy, you literally can thank them. And it really makes it so much easier to put those things away. Okay. It makes it so much easier to donate those things. Like I have clothes that I'm not ever going to be able to fit into again that like I can't get rid of in my closet. Right. Because like, what if? And they were one of my favorite. No, not what if. You say, thank you. I had so much fun wearing you to that really awesome party when I was 19, and I'm never going to get those small hips again. I got to let you go, right? And you put it away because you thank it. Gratitude will get you so many places in life, and it will get you so much further for like being able to receive more blessings in your future as well. So make sure that as we're going through the holidays and you're feeling the stress of like, God, this line is 20 minutes long and I have somewhere to be and I was supposed to be, you know, calling, you know, whatever. I was supposed to be meeting the pest guy 15 minutes ago and I've got to wait 20 more minutes in line. You know what? Okay, guess what? We're going to be thankful that it's wintertime and the pests aren't that bad and that we actually have two legs that we're standing on waiting in line. That's a really long line because the girl that's behind the counter probably didn't have lunch and at least you just got to eat. Okay. And you start looking for the things that you should be thankful for in that moment and it stops becoming so freaking stressful. And you realize that if it's not life or death, it's not freaking worth it. Okay. If you can't change something in the past, we're not going to focus on that anymore. All right. I'm going to get to that at the very end. We're closing out with that statement. But anyways, my point being through all of this is that life, regardless if you decide to take time off during this holiday season or not, is not going to slow down for you. It's going to keep going. So you can take time off for your business, or you can become very strategic in how you go into this next chapter of your life. And I think that, personally, I think that's a better way to do it. So the ways that you can do that is, and these are just my suggestions, get up earlier. Okay. I know it kind of sucks, but look, that extra time in the morning that you have, that it's quiet, that your kids aren't around, that your spouse isn't around, that you just have to yourself, that like, I don't know, just the craziness of the day hasn't happened. Maybe you go outside and watch the sunrise. That hour is so much. And in that hour, you can journal. Okay. You can meditate. You can actually get down with your thoughts. You can plan your day out so you can be intentional with your time, and it helps. You would not believe how many more hours of the day just appear whenever you start being intentional with your time. Like, it's crazy. All right. And another thing, I encourage all of you just to drink a little bit less this holiday season. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I know that the holidays used to stress me out and I would have a couple extra because I didn't like the ones that I was with. And I just encourage you maybe not to bring your Pineapple Express drops with you instead. Okay. So we talked about a few things. Now I'm going to get really down to the nitty gritty about different ways that you can catapult your business specifically, so not your life, right? So anybody have any questions? Let me check the chat real quick. I know I'm just going on and on, but so we batched a bunch of content tonight. I don't know what we were talking about. Exactly. Don't say that you're not going to hit ranks. You definitely, and another thing about hitting ranks, if you have a team, you really do have to dream big enough for your team. I didn't dream big enough for my team for a long time, I don't think. I finally dreamed big enough for my team last month and I advanced a rank. Okay. So when you're dreaming, make sure you're including your team in your dream, because if you're only dreaming for yourself, you're only going to hold yourself accountable. If you dream big enough for your team, you're going to hold your team accountable as well. Which is good. And even if you don't have a team, you should dream as if you did have one. Okay. So let's keep that in mind. Let's see. I think we got to all those questions for the most part, but all right. So When it comes to planning for your business, you're going to print out a calendar. When you print out your calendar, if you look at mine, you guys, it's not perfect, but it has all these different lovely little colors. I like writing different colors. I find it helpful. You're going to put your non-negotiables. You're going to put, those are appointments, travel, and like things that you can't break. Okay. So those are your non-negotiables. The next thing you're going to write on your calendar is going to be your obligations. You're going to do this for the next 2 weeks. Okay, that's the point of this is I want you guys to print a calendar out and make sure you have this done from the 15th of December to the 31st of December. And I even have my January calendar printed out. I haven't started writing on it yet, but I will next week on probably on Sunday, because we always do week planning on, well, we're doing on Mondays now, but we'll do that. Anyways, all right. And then this is going to change from normal. Now, after you have your non-negotiables and your obligations, because it's like holidays, and holidays are kind of crazy. Now I want you guys to write in time off. It is the holidays. We are supposed to be relaxing. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to schedule yourself time off, and nobody's going to tell you how much time off you need. Nobody's going to tell you what days to take off. You're going to decide that. The way I decided mine was I decided what days I didn't have anything else to do. And I took off entire days, and I am going to put my phone in a drawer somewhere, and I am going to hang out with my kids, because my children deserve that. It's the holidays. My husband deserves that. It's the holidays. Your families deserve that. It's the holidays. So make sure you have intentional time off, and make sure when you're working that you're working, and that they know that, and they will respect that time whenever you intentionally plan time off for them. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do whenever you are planning your time that you're going to work, I haven't actually done this yet, and I'm going to start doing it. I will try to work myself clear till the very end of the night, and I'm going to stop that. I'm going to have a stop work time from now on. I'm going to stop work every night, and I would like to stop work before 9 o'clock. I would like to stop work by 6 is what I would really, ideally, I would like to have all my Ariel stuff done by 6. And if I have to pop on a nighttime training, I sure will. But I want those 2 hours at the end of the night with my kids. So I think I'm going to start doing that, because Rob says that having a stopping time actually will create a sense of urgency within you. And it makes perfect sense to me. I've never actually tried it, so I'm going to give it a whirl. I welcome you to do the same. But that's something I've got that's like just the last little thing is, if you want to, make sure you have a stopping time every night on those nights that you are working. But if you want to work till the end of the, for the end of time, feel free to do that too. All right, so we already talked about having a notepad or boards that you're using for your post ideas. I'm also a really huge fan of pen and paper to list names. Sherry, could you, or Sherry, sorry, I think it was actually Sherry. Can you mute? Sorry, thank you, Darnell. I'm a huge fan of pen to paper to list names when it comes to follow-ups. I just like seeing names on paper. It helps me so much just be able to go through and put a check mark or put an X, like that person's not ordering this month, whenever it comes down to like my rock stars and my reorders. If you don't have rock stars and reorders, if you're brand new, you can have a list of potentials. If you don't have potentials yet, if you haven't talked to anybody yet, you can always make yourself a list of people that you want to talk to. If you have run out of potentials, make yourself a list of people that you know. If you don't know how to do that, think of people that you're connected to, and then think of people that they're connected to, and you can even ask them for references too. You're fine. You're fine. So I also encourage you to have a folder on your phone for posts, pictures, like pictures that you take of yourself that you might want to use for posts. I put those, if I'm like, sometimes I won't post, for instance, I take Vibe High and Chill and Wise in the morning, and then I'll do like unicorn drops or whatever. And like, if I'm taking pictures of all those things, I'm not going to post all of them at once. So like, you can make yourself a little folder so that like, you can just put, post a picture in a couple days of one that you took today, but so they don't get lost in your camera roll. Sometimes it's just nice to have like this is possible content for the future, I also have a small thing for quick memes. So when I am scrolling through people's stuff and like I follow like, stoner pages and I find something funny, like I'll save it, but I don't post them right away. And I'll tell you why, because I really hate it whenever there's like 5 people that post the same meme and I don't look original. So I save them and I hold on to them for a while, and then I come back around and I post it later if it wasn't one that got super used. Like I just like, bringing it back out of the woodwork. but that's, you guys do what you want to with it. I just think it looks better. People tend to share your stuff more if you're doing that too. So pick a day as well to content batch. So I have picked Mondays. I'm in a content batch on Mondays and then Thursdays. So hopefully I can content batch a lot on Mondays to get me through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I content batch some on Thursday, and that gets me Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So this is something that I know Kayla and Dawn do, and they are TikTok heavy, and they keep drafts, and then they like just go and add the wording to their drafts as the days go on. Because I think I heard somewhere that if you add the wording, it doesn't stay, or like something doesn't stay if you do edits. I don't think if you put them in drafts, but anyways, don't quote me there. Okay. During the holidays, focus heavy on engaging and entertaining, not necessarily educating. Okay. People got a lot in their mind already. They don't really want a lot of education. People want to laugh, right? And then people want to tell you what they're doing, because everybody likes their Christmas traditions and their Christmas stuff, and their kids are cute and their dogs are amazing and their little furry outfits and all of the things, right? So engage your audience with lots of questions and make sure that you're entertaining them. Messenger, y'all, this is a perfect time. If you are not a Messenger fan, get over it and get over yourself. Write somebody, wish them a Merry Christmas, bitch. Okay. It is Christmas time. Everybody is getting presents. Like, okay, maybe not everybody. You might want to go and like look on their page and make sure they're not like super depressy before you go in like blasting bells and whistles about Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. But if they seem like somebody who might be in the Christmas spirit, you literally can talk to anybody right now. Okay. Everybody is posting stuff about their gingerbread houses or the party that they went to, or their Christmas party, or the ugly Christmas sweaters, or any of the things. You can strike up conversations about anything. And that is how you create potentials. You create potentials by simply having conversations, okay? Because if you don't have a conversation with Susie about her ugly Christmas sweater, then you would never find out that she had a 13-year-old pug at home that had hip problems that you had the perfect solution to, okay? But she might if you talk to her. See? Okay, see how this works? All right. So Messenger. If you want to, run a giveaway. That's a good thing. Fun fact, the 12 days of Christmas actually starts on Christmas Day, and that's what I'm using this year. So I'm going to take it slow a little bit leading up into Christmas, obviously, because we have a little bit of work to do. If you have young kids like me, you know, there's still Arlo's still hanging around. He's a mess. He's making messes out of all the things. And then Santa comes. So we have lots of stuff still going on. 12 Days of Christmas starts on Christmas Day, and it brings you into the new year. So if you want to, it's a great way to get yourself into January, right? And maybe even host a little holiday party, okay? You know what I did today for the first time ever? I am ashamed to admit this. I had a hot Wildcat, and it was delicious. It was freaking amazing. If you haven't, host a hot chocolate like Wildcat party or something, you know what I mean? Get you some peppermint sticks, crush up some peppermint candy canes, and make a little rim with some cocoa and whatever, you know what I mean? Get creative, y'all. Tis the season. Tis the season to promote yourself. Make sure you bring those hurricane gummies and your Delta 8 drops to the family gatherings too, because people are going to need that stuff. All right. My last little bit is, if you are brand new, here's some things you could do. Or if you just don't want to focus on your business, like the business side of it and trying to create those connections, just things you can do to keep your page alive. Give holiday parenting hacks. Give holiday wrapping tips. Stress-free holidays. What scents are you using and what habits are you doing? Okay. What are different ways that people can combat depression? Tips to avoid overeating. Educate your audience a little bit on the gut brain axis with like that kind of the eating. It's a good chance to like segue into how the holiday foods help serotonin, maybe. Again, not heavy on the education, but a little bit. If you see people complaining, that's something you might want to read up on. All right. Another pro tip, take extra pictures and videos and then create content with it later. Okay. If you are making a dish for Thanksgiving or for Christmas dinner, take a little video of it on a time lapse, screw it, and then add some words to it, throw it up on TikTok, see what it does, whatever. right? So you can do that. You can make some TikTok trendy videos with your family and just have fun, right? Just have a fun time, but still be doing something for your business a little bit. Use your holiday seasons and outings to grow your network and spark curiosity by simply just bringing your unicorn drops, your greens, or your pineapple express along. People are going to want to know what you got. Okay. They really are. If you have a holiday party, bring out your unicorn drop, set it next to your cup. Pineapple express if you're allowed to have that stuff. Don't get yourself in trouble. Okay. Research while you are having a little bit of downtime this holiday season. I know that not everybody wants to, but guess what? It's part of personal development. Is actually educating yourself whenever you could be entertaining yourself. It's part of getting older and maturing. It's true. Sorry. Sorry to be the one that breaks that to you if you didn't know. But whenever you get older, you really do just kind of crave the knowledge because you don't get it from anywhere. So if you're not already, take a little bit of time rather than scrolling and actually research. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. All right. And my last little tip that I will end with are numbers that I would like for you guys to remember. Okay. This holiday season, I have people all the time that are like, I don't know what to do and I don't know what to post. And I get this and I've been writing this and whatever. My answer is this: just do something. Okay. Just do something. Now, I don't want you guys putting out bad content, but I definitely want you to just put one foot in front of the other. Okay. Stop spinning your wheels so much. And if you don't know how to actually just put one foot in front of the other, this is literally a thing. You have 5 seconds to start doing something once you think that you need it to be done before you're pretty much not going to do it. Let that one sink. 5 seconds. If you're like, I need to do the dishes, they're not getting done. That's it. You've already thought of something else. You've already grabbed a phone. If you're like, I need to do the dishes. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's true. Okay. You have 5 seconds to really start doing something. So like, just know that and do it. Like, think it, do it. Think it, do it. If you get used to just think it, do it, you will eventually be so surprised at how much you just get done. Okay. 1 minute. If you are really having a hard time, it takes 1 minute for you to get up and just do some jumping jacks to get your blood moving. And that alone is going to get your brain going, which is also going to help you get moving. It's going to help the motivation. Literally stop sitting still for 1 minute. That's it. Just 1 minute. Okay. 5 minutes. That's how long we're going to let things bother us. All right. We're going to try 5 minutes. That's it. It gets 5 minutes of our time. If we can't change it and it didn't kill us, we're good. We're going to try to move past it. I fail at this one, but I am working on it. And I got to tell you what, ever since I've stopped, I've had far less bad days and I've had much more like bad hours or bad moments or half hours. You know what I mean? I'm working down, y'all. I want 5 minutes or less. That's my goal in life. All right. And another thing I will tell you with is the Pomodoro method. If you've never heard of this, it is something that Rob talks about all the time and it is really, really good. Is 25 minutes. You are going to set yourself a timer for 25 minutes and you are going to put your phone away and you are going to do the thing that is the timed item for 25 minutes. And then you can take 5 minutes to go make sure that nobody is like dying, right? That like you don't have a call from the school or your spouse doesn't need you. That's it. You're not going to grab and scroll, but you have a 5-minute break to just take a breather. And then you're going to go do something for 25 more minutes. And you're going to do this for 2 hours, right? So you basically do 4 sessions and see how much you get done. Holidays are stressful. You have got to use your time accordingly. I'm telling you guys, put the phone away when the phone deserves to be away. Be with your family when you need to be with your family. And whenever you need to be doing your business, work your business. Don't spin your wheels. That's what I got for you all today. Those are my tips and tricks for getting through the end of the night.
That was fire. It was really, really good. It was really good. Lots of really good tips. And she's right. Like, putting things on paper, 100%. You saw all my notebooks and like getting up and moving. It's crazy. But when you sit in like the same spot for a really long time, you almost like can't do anything. You almost become like paralyzed. So it's like, you just got to get up and like move. She's totally right. Like you literally just get up and like jump around for like 2 seconds. And then like all of a sudden you feel like, okay, I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Like it's an Amanda special, you know, like seriously, just jump around and like
Did you just call it an Amanda special?
I did call it an Amanda special. I was wondering if you heard that, but it's just the truth, and you're like in a different mindset and you're like, okay, I can do it. She's like, right. And this is a really hard time of year for everybody. And I think she gave us a lot of good tips and a lot of good ways to not tank our businesses and not get down on ourselves either. And it is okay. It's just okay to breathe a little bit.
It is. And it's okay to not be okay. Like I wrote in the chat, I could have been stressing out so much this week. My week was so thrown off by both kids getting fevers, me being sick. I'm like, I just want my business to be booming so I don't have to do anything during the holidays. So you know what I did is controlled what I could control, and I didn't worry about what I couldn't control. And that's what we do is we get in our mind, like Jennifer was saying, and we try to like sit and think about what we can't control. But guess what? That's not, if we can't control, we can't control it. We need to focus on what we can control. He just said, why are you yelling? Why are you crying? But we have to focus on what we can control. And what we can control is right now. And what we can't control is our attitude and our mindset. And that is so important. So important.
It's the truth. All right, y'all, we got like 12 minutes till the opportunity call. So get your list of people that you're going to tag when it goes up, and tonight's shout out night. So I'm excited to hear everybody's name. Got lots of big shout outs tonight. I'm super excited. Yay. And I think we'll have a call next Thursday. It's still before Christmas. It's still a decent amount of time before. So I feel like we will have a call next Thursday. If not, I don't know. We'll decide. We'll talk amongst ourselves and we'll figure it out, I guess. But I think we might, but we'll see. So get on the opportunity call, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your night and a great weekend. And yeah, I guess we will see you later. Right? Thank you, Jenny. You did awesome. This was so good. I'm like all pumped up. I love that, like 5 minutes. I really got to start focused on that 5 minute. You're right. I want to get it under 5 minutes. So, all right, y'all. Have a great night. I'll talk to you soon.